I'm impressed.
And I thought Man-Thing was ugly.
The advantage is mine.
Alright, we got Sin down once, where he just gotta do it, what, 2 more times?
Forewarned bodies on the way.
Soon, the forces of Hydra will rule the day as well as the night. None will stand in their way.
It's important they see you maintain an inspirational outlook in the face of overwhelming defeat.
I'm
I will not forget that.
I'll take that.
Your prototype sample?
Indeed. And now to destroy the sunlight serum. But it's not all here, is it?
Of course not. We manufactured so much. All transported off-site before you even arrived. This is the final batch. A reserve. I am a wolf in the night. The yapping of a mangy cur does not concern me.
Tell me where you brought the serum.
Watch that temper, little mutt. You don't want to lash out and bite the ones you love.
Tell me!
Where else, you pathetic counterfeit? I delivered it to the Lord of Vampires.
You don't know what you've done.
Oh, but I do. Dracula, my
She's
master,
talking cold
has
cash
enough
to him.
sunlight serum to supply an army. And there's nothing you can do to stop him.
Hey, boss. I could use some help.
Hey, Hunter. I saw Morbius heading toward Hunter's Folly. He looked distressed. Can you make sure he's not about to lose control? If I go out there, it won't be to talk.
Shop class is supposed to meet tonight.
So just the two of us?
Actually, when I asked Parker, he mentioned you stopped by. Said he could convince Robbie if I could get you to show.
I'm sure everyone has something to say.
Maybe. But I already said too much. I have to fix this.
We should not keep them waiting.
Time to face the music.
So, what did you want?
A do-over? And to apologize for the last time.
It's a nice sentiment. But a do-over doesn't have much appeal for either of us.
Yeah, I don't understand why we should keep giving you chances.
You shouldn't. Not if you don't want to. But hear me out, okay? I've been the person in charge for years. When I'm stressed, I can steamroll people who never expected it, and certainly don't deserve it.
That's what assholes say. to justify their behavior so they can keep being assholes.
Half of the Avengers agree with you. Look, nothing I did was justified. I was a jerk. And I'm sorry.
Okay.
Look, when you take away all the trappings of ungodly wealth, I'm just a guy who likes to make things. None of my friends were into this stuff. I was the only kid who saw beauty in exhaust manifolds, who spent hours poring over the guts of a microprocessor. That's all I want here, to make things with friends. As long as that's still an option.
That's the whole idea behind this? Okay, here's how we make this work. Tony Stark, CEO, is banned from shop class.
But making things, Tony? The guy we're talking to right now? He can stay.
That's more than fair.
And so they say Tony's heart grew 3 sizes that day.
Glad that's over with. Feuding with Tony Stark is not an achievement I care to unlock. So, how about we make something new? Another day for retooling. We have a few more ideas in the backlog if you want to check them out. I finally have a use for the components you handed me. I'm ready to put this together. How about you?
I am ready.
Parker's creative drive is amazing. Seeing how he tackles a problem gives me ideas of my own. And Robbie has the right intuition when it comes to putting these prototypes together. I thought he was being overcautious, but that's a crafter's care. Wish I'd seen it earlier.
Look, I don't want to brag, but I think this is our best work. Yeah, I know, blah blah, teamwork, blah blah blah, but still, it's impressive what we can do when we all work together.
I think that was our best work. Everyone did their part. I'm ready to call it a night. How about you?
I am ready to go.
Hey, Robbie, you got a sec?
Sure.
About Salazar Steel. I couldn't remember any details about the Stark Technology Center, so I did some digging. 10 years ago, Oscorp and Stark Industries were in a good old-fashioned business war. Salazar Steel was a promising acquisition. When we realized Oscorp was angling in, we bought the plant from Mr. Salazar. What we didn't realize was how much of his finances were a mess. He poured his profits back into the plant. It was the only thing keeping the lights on. With the Oscorp thing, well, our stock couldn't afford to take the hit. We had to shut the plant down.
Then, what was the technology center?
A complete fiction. The only problem I saw from the boardroom was a dip in our stock from closing the plant. So I did the classic billionaire's trick of pitching a ridiculous idea that would take years to get off the ground. Stock rose. People celebrated my genius vision. And that was the last I thought of Salazar Steel. But I should have followed up. Ensured the people who lost their jobs found new ones. Robbie, I'm not the man I was 10 years ago. I'm glad you met me, and not him.
This doesn't make you look good.
Yeah, I get that a lot.
I meant, you aren't trying to spin this. I respect that you shared this. Warts and all.
Oh yeah, of course. You deserve to know what happened.
So, I'm going to tinker with the Hellride? You wanna give me a hand?
Yeah, sure. Tell me where you need me.
Doesn't make what he did better or
Morbius
right,
needs to fix
but
the mess he made. Otherwise, why is he even here?
This place is always so full of drama. Feels like home.
You seem calmer than usual.
That happens when you cast aside petty hatreds.
You were Blade. You were the guy who hates vampires.
Oh, I still hate vampires. But destroying them is more of a vocation than a reckless drive slowly consuming everything I once held dear.
Are you okay?
All right, I've been talking to Carol about how deep-seated hatred can grind you down. I've read Nietzsche, I get it. But she made a good point. In her time with the Kree, some of her colleagues hated entire species. It made them predictable, dulled their edge.
Categorical hatred. What a stupid concept.
Harsher than she put it, but yeah. All I'm saying is, I'm trying to separate who they are from what they do. I don't know if I can, but I need to try.
Sure, but I still hate Lilith.
Does hating her define you? Who are you gonna be when she's gone?
I have wanted to answer that question my whole life.
That's a good start. How about that? Earth's mightiest hero got me thinking about the future.
A future with her?
No. Maybe. That was okay.
Alright, now I gotta go talk to Morbius because it's my job to make sure everybody's emotionally stable in this team.
I came out here to be alone, Hunter.
Are you sure being alone is a good idea right now?
Blade sent you to check on me, didn't he? Probably didn't want to come himself because he thought we'd just end up fighting.
Is he wrong?
Of course not. And I can't promise we won't end up trading blows before the night is through, either.
If you truly wish to challenge me, I will not back down.
I've seen you in battle. I'm probably better off going after Dracula alone.
Then focus your anger at him.
They stole my work, Hunter. They perverted it for their own designs. There is an army of vampires ready to cut loose on the world, and they're all immune to sunlight. I did that. Not Dracula.
You could not have known that Dracula would get his hands on your sample.
No. But I should have foreseen that he'd want it. That he would come for it.
We will fix this. Together.
You're right. Wallowing in self-pity will accomplish nothing. We must prepare to act. Oh, and Hunter. I'm sorry. My behavior tonight was beyond the pale. I wish you had not seen me like this.
Doctor, my mother turned against me and started building an army. I understand betrayal. You have no need to apologize.
You are too kind. I really am glad you came. Instead of Blade. Well, I would love a few quiet moments to meditate on what we've said. Unless you need something else.
Actually,
I'll...
How well do you...
Not long ago, she approached me and offered to fund my research. I tend to keep a low profile, So the fact that she was capable of tracking me down told me she was a woman of considerable resources and connections. Though if I'd known one of those connections was Dracula himself.
Your contempt for Sin seems personal.
She manipulated me. I created this serum, hoping it could be used as a cure. Sin stole that work for Hydra, who knows only harm.
Sin works with Hydra. What is her connection to Dracula?
That is still a bit of a mystery to me. Sin covets leadership, but she is also drawn to men of great power. Dracula likely believes he is manipulating Sin for his own gain. Sin undoubtedly feels the same. I'll just... I'll answer.
I should let...
Don't worry, I tripped on that.
Yeah.
Thanks, Hunter. I needed some R&R.
Hunter, I heard that you went to talk to Morbius. If it helps, I know of an infused herbal tea renowned for its calming.
I do not think that'll be necessary, Stephen.
I must admit, Morbius is an anomaly. He's no longer human, but he isn't like other vampires. He struggles to find a place he belongs.
The Midnight Suns have always been a home for wayward outcasts.
Is that really what you think of Tony?
You know what I mean.
Only some friendly ribbing. Of course, I'm glad to hear it, but Morbius is a special case. He will require special care.
It sounds like you care about Morbius.
I recognize something inside of him. Our ambitions are similar. We were both obsessed with our work, with our goals. That drive eventually led to his downfall, as did mine.
Yet you were both very different men.
But the need for spiritual recuperation affects us both. Do not be surprised that Morbius loses control. That is his crucible. He must overcome it to make peace with himself.
I don't like how Morbius is acting. We need to work on our contingency. How did it go with Morbius? Is he slipping?
Relax, Blade.
That man is a walking bomb. Maybe the fuse isn't lit, but I don't want to be caught holding him when he explodes.
I know Morbius is dangerous, but he is hurting and scared. He needs a place where he can feel at home.
It sounds like you're talking about a wounded animal. Just remember that Morbius isn't a stray cat you can befriend with a saucer of milk.
I'm surprised, Blade. You and Morbius are not that different. I thought you knew the darkness with which he wrestles. I thought you would empathize with him.
I do know that darkness. That's why I'm worried. Morbius can't kill the monster inside. He can only continue to build a cage around it. He didn't ask for this curse, and he wouldn't wish it on anyone.
Are you still talking about Morbius?
Just watch your back, Hunter.
All right, time to go save Wanda.
Hunter, go check out the forge. Made something pretty amazing for you.
As I had hoped, The Bargain's dark energy is exactly what we needed to pierce the demonic barrier.
What is our next move?
I've created a suit of armor from it, tailored to fit you and only you. In theory, it will allow you to walk among the Lilith. I just hope it fits. It certainly looks impressive, doesn't it? I've decided to call it the Demon Child suit.
A very fitting name, Doctor. On many levels.
I was hearing a lot of eyes in there, Doc. Thought this was a we scenario going on here.
Yes, Tony provided some assistance, of course. Particularly with the name.
Yeah, well, forgive me if I'm not used to having my combat suits try and take a bite out of me while I calibrate them.
It is an impressive, if not pungent, creation.
Speaking of, I suggest you make use of the suit while the components are still fresh. That should maximize the protections against that infernal barrier.
Understood, Doctor.
I just hope this is what you were expecting, Hunter.
Farewell.
Oh, Hunter, what is that hideous thing you're wearing?
Hideous? That's harsh, even for you, Sarah.
It, smells. And what is that leathery material it's made of? It looks like it's made from the skin of...
Rabid demon dog? Pretty much terrifies me just looking at it. But if it can get Hunter here through that demonic barrier keeping us out of Banner's lab, I can deal with my existential terror over Strange's creepy meat suit.
Barrier? I thought we discussed this.
Oh, we did, Sarah. We just decided to go another way.
Hunter, we need to talk, and we need to talk now.
It doesn't matter what you say.
So,
I'm going to save my
Stark,
third
Magic,
girlfriend.
and Nico are heading to Banner's lab, despite my objections.
We are.
Yes.
But I said no, and I said it loud and clear.
Well, this is what we have decided to do. Best accept it.
It's not like any of you are giving me much of a choice.
Afraid not. I am sorry, Sarah, but you cannot stop us.
No, I suppose I can't. Fine. Go back to the lab and get Tony's toy.
Thank you, Sarah.
I was more concerned
While
about
you're
the
there,
reverse training.
if you happen to
I was
encounter
trying to get.
Wanda, don't make the mistake of
Conducted.
going easy on her. I assure you, she won't hold back on you.
I still believe there is hope for her.
False hope. Listen, I feel Nico and Magic's pain. I do. But we both know purifying corruption is impossible. Wanda is gone. Your only job is to retrieve the accelerator and come back, safe. Do not sacrifice yourself for someone who is beyond saving. You hear me?
Yeah.
Well,
yeah,
at least
maybe.
that armor looks as sturdy as it is macabre. It should give you the protection you need. Good luck out there. I hope Tony's accelerator is worth it.
No, it's not, but Wanda definitely is, so that's what we're doing.
Got more coil for me? What do you think?
All right.
Shh. Tony is working. Don't forget to write.
All right, where is she?
Ugh, Hunter, that suit. Is that the
What you gotta
doggy
say?
armor Strange tailored for you?
How does it look?
You have to ask.
Well, it makes me feel like Vlad the Impaler. Ferocious and formidable.
How you feel is all that really matters. But I was thinking more along the lines of ridiculous, not unlike Strange's plan.
I thought you wanted us to find a way to break back into Banner's lab.
I do. I just think wearing a hellhound skin to bypass a demonic barrier is something you'd only see in one of Nico's zombie movies.
I thought that would be a reason you would like the plan.
What? Because Nico likes to make me watch bad movies with her? Movie nights are Nico's thing. Besides, I prefer plans that aren't based on fiction. But if on the off chance you happen to breach the barrier and make your way in, maybe I can find a way to help you out.
What do you mean?
I don't give a damn about the accelerator, but I do give a damn about Wanda.
Speaking
so
my
if wearing
language.
that monstrosity gets us closer to her, I will do everything in my power to help get her back. Promise me you will do the same.
I swear.
That was the plan.
Good. Now get out of here. And don't come back until you bring back my friend. Be careful out there, Hunter. I want both you and Wanda back safe.
What's new, Hunter? Now we know what they're... Got some ops ready for you. Sending your friends out to fight isn't the easiest choice, but we all know what we signed up for.
Our foes will crumble.
Just like looking in a funhouse mirror. I wouldn't be caught dead in it. Wanda was supposed to become you.
Oh?
Caretaker would not bring back the Hunter, so Wanda had to be the new Hunter. Replacing you was too much to ask of her.
That was unfair to Wanda.
You see it too. Caretaker pushed her away. Agatha pushed her too hard. Then the accident.
Now it seems I am Wanda's replacement.
Not to me, Hunter. You are incapable of replacing her.
It is impressive how strongly you believe in Wanda.
No matter what happens, I will always be her friend. She was that type of friend to me when I was acting like a whiny child.
And when did that stop?
You cannot replace her, but you are a distant second.
Now they had something crazy in here, right? Yeah.
Hunter, you have excellent taste. Excuse me while I brew up a toxic potion for Mephisto. I am growing to like you, Hunter.
We've seen what those rift charges can do. You can't allow Hydra to detonate them here. Just focus on destroying the charges. Hydra has enough warm bodies to overwhelm you eventually.
Welcome assistance.
Step right up. Going straight.
I'm impressed. answer for this. Hail! Friend in need.
Good one.
This shall be of great help. Walk in the light. You're stronger already.
Forever in service!
For victory! They are being reinforced.
You're wasting your time, but whatever.
No gusto! That's for my secret stash.
Blink and you'll miss it. I don't think they're getting up anytime soon.
Another charge disabled. Good work.
Book club tonight. You in?
Meet you there.
Yeah, sure.
After you. Yeah.
Welcome to book club.
Yeah, okay.
I didn't realize Steve knew the author. I really should have read this when he first asked.
Whenever I read this book, I could...
If you haven't already, you should welcome Logan. Can we start?
I am ready.
Before we start, I want to welcome Logan to the book club. What did you think of the book?
I didn't read it.
Okay then, guess I'll start. Steve, I really enjoyed this book.
What stood out to you?
I know people have different approaches to leading others, but I never considered what drives them to do so. Take Custer. He led from the front and was mostly loved by his troops, but his drive for personal glory affected every choice he made. Eventually, Custer picked a fight he couldn't handle. His recklessness led to the death of himself and every soldier he commanded.
His orders were to slaughter a native village. He deserved what he got.
I can't argue with that. I think the biggest lesson, beyond don't be Custer, is that an outsized ego is a double-edged sword for a leader.
Also, you can't just get through life with a pretty face.
I thought you didn't read the book.
I didn't, but I picked things up from context.
I learned more about George Washington from this book than anything I was taught in school.
Yeah, that surprised me as well.
Before this, I associated him with statues, paintings, and the dustiest parts of American history. But here we see a military leader whose personal ambition was the victory of his army. He was clear-eyed about his goals and knew how to get out of his own way. Washington led from the top, though he kept counsel with various advisors. Once he made a decision, he expected his subordinates to follow his orders.
This George Washington reminds me of you.
You'd better not say it's the hair.
No, you keep counsel at Central. Once you make up your mind, you assign missions to the rest of us.
Huh. Leads like George Washington. I'll take it. More than anyone else in the book, Washington believed true leadership is a contract bestowed upon you by those whom you lead.
And that's where the book gets its title?
Right. The mantle of authority. It's something that augments you.
Which brings us to our final profile.
We really don't have to do this one.
And now I'm interested.
Steve, how long have you bugged me to read this?
Not because of the chapter on me. You all know General Phillips selected me for the Super Soldier program. For a time, he commanded me in the field, and that's why my profile is in the book. He was kind to say I led by example. Maybe that's how it used to be. But the Avengers isn't a military organization. If I gave Tony an order, he'd laugh in my face. To get anything done, I need the group's consensus. I can't give pretty speeches about the need to sacrifice. I have to show that putting in the effort today will make a better tomorrow.
It cannot be as simple as you make it sound.
Oh, it never is. It's a constant struggle, and you won't always see eye to eye. Still, I find it's absolutely worth the effort. Leadership you can gain, but trust, that you have to earn. But I find little enjoyment in talking about myself, so yeah, let's end it here.
All right, we'll call it here. Next month is... Hunter, do you have any books to suggest?
None from the past few centuries.
Then Logan could pick the
Cat
next
in
one.
the Hat.
Sure. The Adventures of Crash Morgan #5, The Last Queen of Deimos.
What is that exactly?
It's about a space explorer with a ray gun, a jetpack, and a fishbowl helmet. Travels through space with a robot dog. They get in wacky adventures.
That's a classic. A buddy of mine had that in basic.
I'm always up for space nonsense.
I'm not, but that's the book. I'll give it a shot.
Oh, I see what this is. Okay. Wolverine can't read either.
I'm not sure why Logan joined book club if he's not going to read the books.
You are not required to do so.
Come on, it's the principle.
I'm actually surprised Steve recommended this book.
Why?
Steve can take a compliment, but he's uncomfortable with praise, especially from someone he respects.
What did you think?
Well, the punch is decent, but there should have been a bigger spread.
What I meant, what did you think about book club?
I just told you. Thumbs up for punch, thumbs down for snacks.
Wolverine also can't read.
Well, at least
And he's
Logan
not
showed
trying
up.
to show that he's not
did
trying
not
to
think
hide
he
it.
would.
I wasn't sure he'd be into book club, and I don't know what to expect from that book of his.
I have never encountered a title so expansive.
That's one way to put it, but maybe we shouldn't judge it by its cover.
Agreed. First impressions can be arbitrary.
A lesson I'm still learning. Despite my expectations, you turned out all right.
Thanks.
You headed out?
I should leave.
Later then.
Hunter. Yo, Hunter. It's almost game time. Let's prep. Okay, we don't have much time, so I want to run down what you need to do to pull off this purification spell. First and foremost, you gotta say the words to the incantation freaking precisely. Like every single syllable needs to be on point.
What if I stumble over them?
Something bad might happen?
Define bad.
Oh, I don't know. Like accidentally summoning a huge horde of zombie penguins to descend on New York?
Really?
But that's why you memorize the words to the incantation. You do remember them, right?
Never fear, Nico. I got it all up here.
Okay, so what are they?
Huh?
Come on, let me hear them.
Ego sum tenebris, et veniunt in domum suamiu bet dominus.
And the last line?
Domun domini precepta iuber.
Ugh, you totally messed it up.
No, I did not. I said it perfectly.
You mumbled the last part. Mumbling could get both you and Wanda killed. It's Domun Domini Precepta Iur. You need to remember that line and say it verbatim, because getting this wrong is not an option.
I understand.
Okay, there are a few more important details we need to go over. First off, don't say the incantation before you see Wanda. You have to wait until she's in sight for it to work, okay?
Got it.
When you do start to say it, she should start to become disoriented. You're gonna have to repeat it 3 times before she's gonna be subdued enough for you to drain the corruption from her. Absorbing that much dark energy into your body is gonna be intense. I just want to make sure you're up to it.
My only concern is bringing back Wanda in one piece.
Just don't forget to take care of yourself in the process. Remember, the only person in recorded history who managed to remove corruption died doing it.
I do not need reminding of that.
Right, sorry. I want Wanda back more than anything. I just don't want you to fall trying to get her back. I've already lost enough people I care about.
I care about you too, Nico.
Yeah, I know you do. So, this is it, huh? Just wanted to say, I believe in you, Hunter. You got this.
Thanks, Nico.
Now, bring our girl home. Oh, and Hunter, if for some reason the spell doesn't work, please don't hurt her. No matter what happens, remember, Wanda is still in there.
I got it. I'm not gonna hurt your friend.
Hunter, I do not appreciate being disrespected like this.
What is the problem?
The problem is your new demon child armor. I had ideas on how to improve its design, but neither Stark nor Strange would listen to me. I don't like being ignored.
I am sure they were just busy. Maybe if we talk to them together, they can still implement some of your concepts.
Unfortunately, they already implemented many of my ideas once they worked through the design on their own.
I do not understand. What is the problem?
I wanted the credit.
Let's see if you're as good as they say.
Do your thing.
All right.
Hey, can I ask a favor? It's not much, but I have managed to locate a few details.
How's it going, boss? This should be interesting. I'm pretty sure Charlie left the steam coil in the hallway. Third stage. Sometimes, I even impress myself.
Farewell.
Alright, I'm trying to pick up any kind of advantage before we go out on this mission. Because I know Magic will be there, but I'm not really sure if I can take Nico. If I can take her with me, easy money. The hell does Iron Man want?
So I know it's impolite to talk about the demon in the room, but let's talk about the demon in the room. I mean the one in the forge, specifically, not the others that haunt this place. Or my dreams.
Understood.
I know I said I was completely comfortable with that thing before, but I may have lied. Mainly because I thought it was listening.
It most likely was.
Was what?
Listening.
You're joking, right?
No,
There are times I hear it whisper to me, begging to be released. I find the entire thing quite unnerving. Tony?
Glad we could have this chat. Really eased my mind about everything. By the way, you don't happen to have a pen or a quill, do you? Just want to jot down a few last words in case I get swallowed up by a hellmouth while reaching for some pliers.
This is what you were after, right?
Bye.
Well, I'm going to be sore for a day or two.
See you around.
Oh. All right, easy money.
I still cannot believe I am letting you go through with this.
I cannot believe that smell.
Oh, that. Genuine pine. Ran out of new car and vanilla Nella. You're welcome.
Are you ready?
Someone is. She has been all over me ever since I put this thing on.
Yes, there may be some familiarity between your hound and several of the components we procured to create your suit. Right. Shutting up.
Stay there, girl. I will be home soon.
I will hold it open for as long as I can, but...
You told me. One-way trip.
Something must be generating that barrier. Take it out, and I swear we'll get you home.
Any time now!
Charlie, no!
Wait!
Charlie? Have you lost your mind? You know better than to jump in a strange portal. How did you get past all that demonic energy? Right. Of course. Demon dog, demon energy. Well, now that you're here, just lead the way. The suit must be working. They cannot see us. Good girl. Exactly. I believe that machine is the source of our demonic barrier problem. Now, I will deactivate it, and you will be incredibly quiet. Agreed?
Do not give me that look, Charlie. I have seen you run from your own tail. I was not expecting someone to be in the machine. Are they stronger than they look, at least? Power of the light. Let us see if they have an answer for this. Too weak for this fight. I am impressed. That was something. They cannot possibly match your strength.
Guardian strong. Defiler.
Banner has delved into the darkest magics to create this technological monstrosity. Let us hope some corner of his mind is still his own. Lilith herself could not best me. What makes you think you will fare any better? The advantage is mine. Some for the rest of us. All who serve Lilith will fall. Lilith has sent you here to die. I hope you are prepared. We are not out of the woods yet.
The barrier is down. I think it worked.